Okay weeps, I have lied. I have completely underestimated the vast amount of fillers in the 4th Shinobi War. It turns out that there is close to 33 filler episodes in the Confrontation arc alone. Damn! Meaning that I should be able to cover the remaining episode of the arc in this video. With that being said, let's begin today's video on Naruto Shippuden Arc 10, the 4th Shinobi War Confrontation Part 2, which covers from anime episode 276 to 321, which corresponds to manga chapter 536 to 559. And now, without further ado, Taku, smash my intro. Black Zetsu managed to track down Daimo's location and decided to try his luck again. Unfortunately, his ambush was stopped by the thick Mizukage along with the protection team once again, leaving the Akatsuki member with no choice but to depart. Later, he sensed Naruto's and B's chakra. He then reported the findings to the leader, White Zetsu. Toby instructed them to continue the guerrilla attack on the Alliance force. Back at the battlefield, both Division 1 and 2 have almost defeated their enemy. Before they could celebrate, Toby appeared and summoned the demonic statue. The giant began its destructive rampage. Both Choji and his father, Chojang, tried to counter it, but the opposition was simply too strong for the duo to handle. The leader of the second unit, Kisuchi, executed his go-to ninjas in an attempt to stop the enemy, but the statue suddenly disappeared. It turned out that Toby was there to acquire Kohaku no Johin and Beni Hisako, using the demonic statue as a bait. He then vanished it. The much awaited evening has finally arrived and both sides have retreated. As Naruto dashed it to the battlefield in Night-Tail chakra mode with his comrade, B noticed that Naruto's chakra had slowly decreased due to the fact that he and Kyuubi were not on good terms. Simultaneously, the spiky gaining was having conversation with the tail beast. Kyuubi pointed out to Naruto about his careless nature with chakra usage. In exchange, Naruto was pleased to see Kyuubi has regained his chakra back and reported it back, saying the demon fox was only lonely and wanted someone to speak to. The conversation continued. Kyuubi questioned how the spiky gaining can single-handedly stop the war by himself, and he was too naive since the opposition is the legendary shinobi Madara himself. He then warned Naruto about the hatred and how this would continue to spread further during the war. The tail beast then reminded Naruto about the incident between him and Sasuke. Unable to form the Waka no Sho, aka the Seal of Reconciliation, after the traditional shinobi sparring match back at the Academia Day due to hatred. This pissed Naruto off, which resulted in him sending Tori to pin down the tail beast. He then stares Kyuubi right in the eyes, stating he would save Sasuke and put an end to the war. That is so cool and alpha man. The spiky gaining left with saying he wanted one day to learn and handle the Night-Tail's hatred as well. During the night guard shift, Nenji has collapsed it from overusage of Byakugan. Kiba suggested his comrade to visit the logistics support and medical division and receive appropriate treatment. Nenji made it to the medical unit and had a brief conversation with Sakura inside the tent. Apparently, there was a report circulating around stating shinobi had been mysteriously killed at night, and this quickly spreaded panic throughout the camps, which resulted in shinobi not being able to trust their comrades. Hence, they could not rest appropriately and tension is at its peak. A mysterious Iwagakuen shinobi was lurking in the shadows. He approached Sakura and confessed his feeling to her. It turned out that she healed him earlier, then he fell in love. Sadly, my man was rejected as Sakura was still simping hard for Sasuke. Meanwhile, Nenji had assassinated 2 medic shinobi in the tent, and his next target was Sakura. The medic managed to caught the enemy red-handed when he asked her about Suzune's location, as she had already informed him earlier on the day. Sakura smashed him with multiple devastating punches and revealed his true identity as White Zetsu. It turned out that White Zetsu clone has the ability to mimic a person's chakra pattern, bypassing the identity check perfectly. The info was quickly relayed to the headquarters, and Shikaku tried to formulate a plan to counter this danger. 3 episodes of filler centering around White Zetsu's trap on Team A, Deidara's unique moment, and a random episode of a group of monks fighting a group of wrestlers. What? You already know what we're gonna do. The 2 Jinchurikis travel was halted by 2 Kages, A and Tsunade. Nine-tailed Chakra Mode Naruto attempted to dash through A with quickness, but the Light Kage was able to match the insane speed and blocked his pathway with force, as A was the fastest shinobi alive since the decease of the Yellow Flash. Naruto tried to appeal to Tsunade, but she could not act independently out of the alliance decision and let Naruto go. A stated if necessary he would kill Naruto to prevent Akatsuki's plan and keep B, since his brother was the perfect Jinchuriku and held a better military worth. As a result, A dashed at the Konoha Shinobi, but B deflected his punches with the 8-tail B's power. Few moments later, B fist-bumped his brother and memories of their past revealed. The journey of Killer B growing up with A and how he became the new Jinchuriku after the death of A's cousin, and their encounter with the thought-to-be savior of the world, the fastest shinobi, Minato Mizukage.
最速をかわしただと。これは俺もいろいろ背負ってるものがあるから飛べ。失敗はしないよ。あの時か。相打ちなら覚悟差し合うか。そう敵だけど君は気に入ったよ。
The flashback ended, but Ace still couldn't let Naruto and Killer B passes as one of the leader of the Shinobi Alliance. The 4th Light Kage blocked both Jinchuriku. He called Tsunade for help, but the 5th Hokage decided to trust the Konoha hero. The 2 Kumogakuen brothers clashed it once again, and this time Killer B ultimately overpowered his brother's Ryato with his really own. This reminded A his really own cousin's and right-hand man's speech. The Light Kage then questioned Naruto's ability in ending the war directly. The Konoha hero replied by saying his mother and father had passed their gifts on to him, and they believed Naruto would inherit the role as a savior from Minato. To prove Konoha Shinobi is not all talk, A dashed towards him with max speed in an attempt to stop the target. Naruto accelerated his speed to an even faster stage and bypassed A. Hence, Light Kage was satisfied with Naruto's growth and allowed the 2 Jinchuriki to advance onto the battlefield. Then we have a whopping 11 episodes of filler, consisting of Kakashi fighting members of the 7 Swordsmen of the Mist, the tragic past of the Scorch-released Pakura, the power arcs centering around the investigation of the massacre of the Tonika village. You already know the drill. Skip! Due to the Night-Tail Chakra mode, Naruto has a new gain ability where he can sense hatred and evil emotions towards the host, meaning he can easily identify who is the enemy. Using this ability, the spiky genin discovered the disguised white zetsu with relative ease and dispatched them with a variety of new master Rasengan variations like Rasen Kyugan, Rasen Rangan, and Mini Rasen Shuriken. He then sent multiple shadow clones to different battlefields to help out his comrades. Naruto's new gain ability has completely shifted the war in favor of the alliance, as now they can easily track down the white zetsu disguise. Meanwhile, Gaara and Oniki were ready to encounter the 4 reincarnated Kages. Gaara greeted them with Rasa Bakuryu, but it was countered by the 4th Kazekage's Keki Genkai Magnet Release Saikin. Rasa was shocked to discover the Sun user was his own son, Gaara. Few moments later, Gaara captured them with the Sun arms, but Mu managed to avoid it, only to be met with Oniki's Jindon Gekkai Hakuryu no Jutsu. The 2nd Tsuzikage returned it with his own Judon. Rasa questioned his son, where did the 1st tail beast go? The 5th Kazekage replied that he is no longer the same Jinchuriki he had created. This has surprised the 4th Kazekage, and what is even more shocking was his once cruel, cold-hearted son now has comrades, and he is the new Kazekage of the Suna village. Rasa decided to test his son and the two entered the battle. Meanwhile, Oniki was confronting his previous teacher himself. The clashes between the Kages intensified. Gaara's Sun control ability impressed all the Kages present, as he managed to trap not one but all 3 reincarnated shinobi's attack. The protecting sun manifested into forms of Gaara's deceased mother, Karuna, making the 4th Kazekage realize that his wife has been protecting their child all this time. Rasa decided to inform Gaara the truth about his mother and Yashamaru. He then apologized for what he has put him through. It turned out that Karuma loved Gaara and gave birth prematurely despite her own health being at jeopardy. She wanted her son loved himself, which reflected by his name, Gaara. The 5th Kazekage was gobsmacked to discover the truth, and he started breaking down in tears, realizing his mother, who had actually loved him all along, and his best friend / guardian, Yashamaru, was actually forced to lie to him. Gaara forgave his father and sealed the previous Kazekage away. Elsewhere, Nagato and Itachi sensed a nostalgic chakra and soon encountered 2 Jinchurikis. Kabuto was ecstatic to have the opportunity to capture the 2 targets. He immediately commanded the duo to attack, be absorbed the fireball with Samehada. Itachi clashed it onto Naruto and the two conversed about Sasuke, and the spiky genin revealed it to him he has discovered the truth about Itachi's action. The Uchiha was shocked to discover that and asked Naruto to not spread the truth out. Nagato joined the battle and the 4 shinobi exchanged their own strikes. Itachi activated Mangekyou Sharingan, which caused the Dark Claw embedded inside Naruto's body to emerge, activating Koto Amatsukami on Itachi, freeing him from Kabuto's control. He immediately casted Amaterasu on Nagato. It was revealed that this was intended to put Sasuke in Ginz's if he ever invaded Konoha. However, Nagato survived the attack. The Rinnegan user then summoned the giant snake tail chameleon and camouflaged it with the surrounding. Using this chance, he activated Shinra Tensei onto the enemies, followed it up with attacks targeting Killer B. B advanced it to version 2 form, but his chakra was absorbed by Nagato. Using the new gain energy, the Rinnegan user was able to capture Naruto. Nagato was removing Naruto's soul from his body. Killer B tried to surprise attack the Akatsuki, but it was fruitless due to the shared vision from the giant snake tail chameleon. Nagato then summoned the King of Hell, and he was inches away from obtaining Naruto's soul. Itachi came in clutch and used his Susanoo to save both Jinchurikis. The Rinnegan user then countered it with Chibaku Tensei, creating a mini black hole, trying to absorb and crush the surroundings. Naruto was aware of the technique, but he simply doesn't know how to stop it. Itachi used his intelligence and said every ninja has their own weakness, despite how strong it might seem. Not talk no zutsu though. He managed to figure out the center was the Achilles heels of the Zutsu. He instructed the duo to launch their strongest attack at the center of the black hole. The powerful combination of Rasen Shuriken, Tail Beast Bomb, and Yasaka Magatawa managed to neutralize Chibaku Tensei. Using the moments that Nagato had his guard down, Itachi managed to pierce him with Totsuka's sword, the very same weapon that sealed the forever returning Orochimaru away and freed Nagato from Kabuto's control. Using the brief moments left, Nagato has acknowledged his mistake once again and said he has tarnished the legacy that Jiraiya has created. He then told Naruto to have the best finish to the legacy and make this the best trilogy he could.
俺は師匠のところへ戻ってお前の物語を見ておくと、お前は3部作目の完結編を1部のジライア完璧だった。だが2部作目ってのは大概ダ作目だ。シリーズの出来ってのは3作目完結編で決まり、打作を帳消しにするぐらいの最高傑作になってくれよ、
Naruto traveled to the next stage of the battlefield, but the Nine-Tailed Chakra mode had worn away due to fatigue. Itachi informed him to rely on his comrade more. The Genjutsu user departed to handle Kabuto. The second Mizukage and the third Raikage managed to escape before being sealed. The duo then began unleashing attacks on the 4th division. On the air, Mu and Oniki were exchanging a lot of strong dust release moves, but none were able to have a clear advantage. Both Mizukage and Raikage wanted to put an end to this. Hence, they revealed their moves and what their weaknesses were. Despite knowing the weaknesses, the Shinobi Alliance still couldn't hold their onslaught as they were simply too strong for the division to handle. Hozuki summoned a giant clam and started using mist genjutsu to puzzle the opposition, while the third Raikage was hammering the enemies with insane thunder-enhanced Taizutsu strike. Gaara decided to assist Oniki to battle Mu. Moments later, Naruto arrived at the battlefield and used the Wakusen Rasengan along with Gaara's assist to smash the second Tsuzukage away. Oniki immediately followed it up with Doton Kajogen no Zutsu to crush Mu down further, allowing Gaara to seal him away. Gaara immediately questioned Naruto on why he is here. Shikaku from the headquarters cleared the 5th Kazekage's question. The Konoha hero promised his friend he would not die until he became a Hokage. The combination of Mugen Kijo no Rukaku and Mitsufuse no Zutsu from the Mizukage was clearing out the army. Gaara used his sun to weaken the Mitsukage's technique and used his sensory sun to locate the giant clam's location, allowing Oniki to use Doton Kenga no Zutsu to smash the clam, but sustaining a back injury as a result. The enemy used this chance to execute Mitsudeppo no Zutsu. It turned out that was a Sign clone, and using this opportunity, Gaara tried to steal the second Mizukage, but Hotsuki managed to escape as a vapor while Joki Boy, small chibi version of Mizukage, was formed and started to attack the alliance. Gaara managed to locate the real second Mizukage, but his seal was intervened by the mini clone. The mouse and cat chase continued. He started to set off explosions from clone and detonated the surroundings. Gaara managed to combat this by mixing his sand with his dad's gold soil while halting their action and keeping the clone cool. Eventually Gaara along with the SEAL team were able to seal the second Mizukage away. It was revealed to us that Mu managed to split himself in two to escape the seal earlier on. Meanwhile, the Shinobi Alliance was struggling to land any meaningful critical strike on the third Raikage to seal him. A veteran joining Shinobi from the Kuma Gakuen suggested that they require a strong Fudon to stop Raikage, but the strongest Fudon user was Temari, and despite her best move, she still couldn't harm the built different Raikage. Naruto's shadow arrived there at the battlefield to assist the division. He landed his strongest Fudon move, Rasen Shuriken, with the aid of chakra arms. However, the insane physique of the Raikage managed to tank it. Now it was time for A to counter. Dandai instructed a group of shinobi to use Doton Banri Dori Heki, forming a wall to shelter the attack. But the third Raikage's Jigoku Tsuchi easily pierced through it. A perfectly represented the title of Ultimate Shield, where he tanks every attack, and the title of Ultimate Spear, where he can pierce through every defense. Naruto saw the scar on A's torso and questioned Killer B through Yamamanka on how the Ultimate Shield sustained the damage. After the answer from B, Naruto entered Sage Mode while A was ready to use his strongest spear. The two clashed it together and Naruto was able to use Rasengan to change the direction of A's arm, causing his strongest spear to pierce through his ultimate shield. Eventually, the SEAL team managed to lock up the third Raikage away. Then we have 18 episodes of filler. Let me repeat. 18 episodes of extra lengthy fillers that cover the return of Otogakuen San 4, the romance story between Gekko and Utsuki, Shion against Torone, and a bunch of random episodes that I wouldn't get into. With Naruto's shadow clones spreaded to all the battlefield and defeated a bunch of white Zetsu, the war was now shifting in favor of the Shinobi Alliance. Back at the headquarters, the Sensor Division managed to discover that the Akatsuki leader had started to make a move and was traveling with a team of extremely powerful reincarnated Jinchurikus. Meanwhile, Kabuto decided to use Mu to summon the strongest reincarnated soldier ever into the battlefield and revealed his trump card. The coffin was blasted away and extremely powerful shinobi entered the war. This shocked everyone present, as that shinobi is no other than the Konoha legend, the Uchiha clan leader, an individual that can rival the strongest Hokage ever. Uchiha Madara has arrived.
Uchiha Madara なら面をしている男は一体何者なんじゃ。
We finally concluded the remaining episodes of the Confrontation arc of the 4th Shinobi War. A lot of huge battle occurs, making the latter half of the arc way more entertaining compared to part 1. My personal favorite has to be the battle between Gaara and his father, Rasa. Seeing Gaara finally discover the truth and being able to forgive his dad showed a lot of character development. Gaara truly went from a cold-hearted killer to a caring village leader. What I dislike the most in this arc is no doubt the vast amount of goddamn fillers. I could not imagine how people managed to survive back in the days during the original run. There is not a single character that stands out to me in this arc besides maybe Itachi and Madara, but their screen time is very brief. And the same case applies to Choji, so I couldn't really pick a character. If I have to choose one, it would probably be Gaara due to the amazing speech initially and the battle against the previous Kages. I would score part 2 a 8 out of 10, which means the Confrontation arc would have an average of 7.35. With that being said, you stay safe and stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.